Your house is basically a greenhouse and you don't even know it. Right now, while you sit there thinking your windows are just letting in light, they're also funneling in heat like a giant magnifying glass pointed straight at your living room. And the worst part? Most people's solution, closing the curtains, actually makes it hotter in some cases. But there's a fix that almost nobody talks about, and once you see how well it works, you're going to wonder why you didn't do this years ago. If you find stuff like this genuinely useful, go hit that subscribe button right now. We post practical tips like this every week, and most people who watch say they wish they'd found this channel sooner. So let's talk about heat-blocking window screens. And before you check out thinking this is just about some fancy product you can't afford, hold on, because some of what's coming up you can do with stuff you might already have at home. There's also a hidden layer to how heat actually gets into your space that most people completely misunderstand. And once that clicks, everything else makes sense. Here's the thing that trips people up. When sunlight hits your window, it doesn't just bring light, it brings radiation. Specifically, infrared radiation. That's the invisible part of sunlight that carries heat. Regular glass lets most of that infrared energy straight through. So even if your window is closed, your room is still absorbing heat like a sponge. Your curtains? They catch that heat after it's already inside the room. So you've basically trapped a radiator behind your curtains and wondered why it still feels warm. That's the core problem. And that's exactly what a good heat-blocking screen is designed to stop before the heat even enters. Now here's where it gets interesting. A heat-blocking window screen, sometimes called a solar screen, a reflective screen, or a spectrally selective mesh, works on the outside of your window, not the inside. That's the key difference. When something intercepts solar radiation before it hits the glass, it stops the heat at the source. The screen either reflects that infrared energy back out, absorbs it, and vents it away, or both. What makes it through is mostly just visible light, which is the part you actually want. And the numbers on this are genuinely surprising. A well-made exterior solar screen can block between 65 and 90% of solar heat gain depending on the density and material. To put that in perspective, a dark, heavy curtain on the inside might block maybe 30 to 40% once the heat is already in. So you're not just doing slightly better, you're almost doubling or tripling the effectiveness by simply moving the barrier to the outside. The air conditioner doesn't have to fight as hard, the room stays cooler longer. Your electricity bill goes down, and the temperature near the windows, which is usually the hottest spot in the room, drops in a way you can actually feel. But wait, there's a part of this most people miss when they first hear about these screens. Because the obvious question is, won't this make the room feel dark and closed off? And this is where the design of these screens gets genuinely clever. The mesh is structured so that when you're standing inside the room, you can still see outside fairly clearly. The view is slightly tinted, kind of like wearing light sunglasses, but you're not sitting in a cave. Outside, though, people can't see in as easily, so you actually get improved privacy as a free bonus. Better privacy, less heat, lower electricity costs, and you don't give up natural light. That's a pretty solid deal. Now let's get into the actual types, because this is where people make mistakes that cost them money and comfort. The most common kind is the polyester solar screen mesh. This is usually charcoal or dark brown in color, and it comes in different openness factors. That number tells you what percentage of the fabric is actually open space versus solid material. A 10% openness factor means the material is 90% solid, which blocks a lot of heat but also reduces your view. A 25% openness factor lets in more light and view but blocks less heat. For most homes in a hot climate, somewhere between 10 and 20% openness is the sweet spot. Enough blockage to actually make a difference without turning your windows into a wall. Then there are the reflective or metallized screens. These take things a step further by incorporating a thin metallic layer, sometimes aluminum, that literally reflects solar radiation away. These are noticeably more effective in direct sunlight and can push that heat-blocking figure up toward the 90% range. The downside is that they can look more industrial from outside, and the view through them is a little more restricted. But for a window that gets blasted by afternoon sun and turns the room beside it into an oven, these are extremely effective.
There's also a newer category worth mentioning, spectrally selective coatings. This is technology that was originally developed for car windows and skyscraper glass. The idea is that the material selectively blocks infrared wavelengths while letting visible light through at nearly full strength. Some high-end window films use this, and there are now mesh products that incorporate similar principles. They cost more, but the performance is remarkable. You can be in full sunlight, looking out a clear-looking window, and the room stays cool. It almost feels like it shouldn't work, but the physics is solid. Now here's a practical tip that almost nobody thinks about. Most people treat all their windows the same, but the direction a window faces matters enormously. South-facing windows in the northern hemisphere get consistent sunlight for most of the day. West-facing windows get the brutal late afternoon sun, which also happens to be when outdoor temperatures are at their peak. So those windows are delivering a double hit of heat. East-facing windows get morning sun, which is intense but cooler. North-facing windows get very little direct sun at all. So if you're going to prioritize where to put heat-blocking screens, start with your west-facing windows. That alone can make a dramatic difference in how hot your home gets by the late afternoon. Here's another thing most people don't realize. Even if you're renting and can't install permanent exterior screens, there are interior versions that use the same solar mesh material, designed to sit right against the glass, that perform significantly better than standard curtains or blinds. They still let some heat in compared to exterior screens, but they're far better than nothing, and because they're pressed right against the glass, they minimize the convection cycle where hot air gets trapped between the curtain and the window and radiates into the room. If you've ever touched the air pocket behind closed curtains on a sunny day, you know exactly what that feels like. For anyone thinking about the DIY route, and yes, this is very much doable, solar screen mesh is sold by the roll at most hardware stores and online. You can cut it to fit any window frame, attach it with a simple spline and roller tool into an existing screen frame, or even use magnetic strips to create a removable version that you can put up in summer and take down in winter. A basic window-sized panel might cost you between $5 and $15 in materials if you're doing it yourself, compared to $50 to $100 or more for a professionally fitted unit. The performance difference is relatively small as long as you choose the right material and get a tight fit around the frame. And about that fit, this is where DIY jobs often go wrong. If there are gaps around the edges of your screen, hot air finds its way around the barrier, and you lose a significant portion of the benefit. Think of it like insulation. The gaps are always where the system fails. So whether you're buying or building, a snug frame fit matters. Take the measurement twice, cut once, and make sure the edges are sealed. There's one more angle to this that rarely gets mentioned, and it connects to something bigger than just your windows. In cities, the phenomenon called the urban heat island effect means that dense areas with lots of concrete and glass can be significantly hotter than surrounding areas. Buildings absorb and re-radiate heat all day, and at night that stored heat keeps releasing, which is why city apartments can feel unbearably warm even after the sun goes down. Heat-blocking screens don't just help with comfort inside. They actually reduce how much heat a building absorbs and stores in the first place. At scale, if more buildings use these, the surrounding area would literally be cooler. So in a small way, putting up a solar screen is also a slightly greener choice, because your air conditioner running less means less energy consumption overall. Let's bring it back to what you can actually walk away and do today. If you have windows that face west or south and your space heats up badly in summer afternoons, that's your first target. Look for exterior solar screen mesh with 10 to 15% openness in a dark color. Charcoal absorbs some of the intercepted radiation and prevents glare better than lighter colors. Measure your window frames carefully, add about an inch on each side for the frame overlap, and either order pre-made screens or buy mesh by the roll and use an aluminum frame kit. Total investment for a standard window is modest. Installation takes maybe 20 minutes once you have the material, and the difference you'll feel on the first sunny day is immediate and real. If you're not ready to go that route yet, even applying a solar window film on the inside surface of the glass will do more than curtains alone. It won't perform as well as a proper exterior screen, but it intercepts some of the infrared before it radiates into the room from the glass surface, which is already a step ahead of where most people are. Heat doesn't care how expensive your air conditioner is or how thick your curtains are if you're letting it walk straight in through the glass. The only effective move is to intercept it before it enters, and that's exactly what a heat-blocking screen does. It's not complicated technology, the physics behind it is actually simple. But the results are surprisingly effective for something most people have never even considered. One afternoon of mild discomfort and a small investment can change how your home feels for years. If this gave you something useful, drop a comment below and let me know which windows in your home are the biggest heat problems. I genuinely read those. And if you want more practical, no-nonsense tips like this, the next video is already waiting for you on screen. See you there.